If you've spent recently any time online, you've probably seen it. The 6-7 trend. People repeating it, referencing it, laughing about it, sharing it, giving it meaning. At first glance, it feels harmless, almost meaningless, just another viral pattern. But psychologically, something interesting is happening here. Because the number itself doesn't matter. What matters is how people respond to it. And that response reveals something very deep about human behavior. Humans are pattern seeking creatures. Our brains are wired to look for structure, meaning, and order, even when none exists. We don't like randomness. We don't like uncertainty. We don't like chaos. So when something repeats, even if it's meaningless, the brain starts asking questions. What does it mean? Why is this happening? What am I missing? This is called apophenia, the tendency to see patterns and meaning in random information. It's the same reason people see shapes in clouds, faces in objects, messages in coincidences. The brain prefers false meaning over no meaning. Now add another layer, social proof. People don't join trends because they understand them. They join them because others are doing it. When we see repetition, participation, and visibility, the brain interprets that as relevance. If everyone is engaging with this, it must matter. This is not stupidity, it's social wiring. For most of human history, following the group increased survival. If the group moved, you moved. If the group reacted, you reacted. Social behavior kept people alive. So when a trend spreads, the brain doesn't analyze it rationally. It responds instinctively. This combination, pattern seeking and social proof, is extremely powerful. And this is where the connection to behavioral finance becomes clear. Because this is exactly how people behave with money. In financial markets, people constantly look for patterns. They look at charts and see meaning. They look at price movements and see stories. They look at trends and assume direction. The brain starts creating narratives. This stock is special. This market knows something. This movement must mean something. Just like with viral trends, repetition creates perceived meaning. Then social proof amplifies it. People see others buying, talking about it, sharing it, posting wins. And suddenly the brain says, if everyone is doing this, it must be right. This is how bubbles form. This is how hype cycles grow. This is how people chase trends, not because they're irrational, but because they're human. The same psychology that makes meaningless trends feel meaningful also makes random price movements feel significant. Now add projection. Humans don't just see patterns, they project meaning onto them. They start attaching stories, explanations, reasons, narratives. What does this mean? Why is this happening now? What's the hidden message? This happens with trends. It happens with markets. It happens with investing. The brain doesn't tolerate randomness well, so it creates explanations, even when there are none. And this leads to one of the most dangerous habits in finance, overinterpreting noise as signal. Most short-term market movement is noise. Most viral trends are noise. Most online attention cycles are noise. But the brain treats visibility as importance, repetition as meaning, attention as significance. Now here's the key insight. The 6-7 trend feels meaningful, not because it is meaningful, but because humans are wired to assign meaning. That's not a flaw. That's cognition. But in financial decision-making, this tendency becomes costly. People don't just invest in assets. They invest in stories, narratives, trends, beliefs, identity. They don't ask, is this statistically likely to succeed long-term? They ask, does this feel right? Is this popular? Is everyone talking about it? Am I missing out? This is not logic. This is psychology. It's the same mechanism behind meme stocks, crypto hype, market manias, investment fads, influencer portfolios. People follow momentum, not fundamentals, narratives, not probabilities, stories, not statistics. The brain doesn't want boring. It wants meaning. It wants structure. It wants explanation. It wants belonging. And trends provide all three. So what does this mean practically? It means that not everything that feels important is important. Not everything that's visible is valuable. Not everything that's popular is meaningful. In both social media and finance, attention is not the same as substance. Repetition is not the same as truth. Engagement is not the same as value. The danger isn't the trend itself. The danger is the habit of confusing visibility with significance. Because that habit doesn't stop at trends. It follows people into money decisions, career decisions, life decisions. People chase what's visible, what's loud, what's trending, not what's stable, not what's compounding, not what's sustainable. Behavioral finance is not about numbers. It's about how humans respond to information. And humans respond emotionally, socially, and intuitively, not statistically. The 6-7 trend is harmless, but the psychology behind it isn't. Because the same mental shortcuts that make trends spread also make people chase bubbles, panic sell markets, and follow financial narratives that collapse. The same brain that asks, what does this trend mean? Also asks, what does this price movement mean? Even when the honest answer is, nothing. Randomness feels uncomfortable, so we fill it with stories. This is why long term thinking is so difficult. Long term progress is quiet, slow, boring, invisible. It doesn't trend, it doesn't go viral, it doesn't feel exciting, but it works. Behavioral finance teaches a simple truth. Human brains are not designed for probabilistic systems. They are designed for survival, for pattern recognition, for social alignment, for emotional protection. Markets don't care about feelings. Trends don't care about meaning. Randomness doesn't care about narratives. So the discipline isn't about intelligence. It's about restraint. It's about learning when not to react, when not to interpret, when not to assign meaning. Sometimes a trend is just a trend. Sometimes a number is just a number. Sometimes a price movement is just noise. And sometimes the smartest decision is not participation, but distance. Because the ability to say, this doesn't require my reaction, is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. In money, in media, and in life, not everything needs meaning. Not everything needs interpretation. Not everything needs action. Sometimes awareness is enough. And sometimes the most intelligent response to a trend is simply understanding the psychology behind it.